we're here with Sheraz, a managing partner at Storm Partners. How are you today?
I am wonderful.
Good. And tell me how it's going so far at the World Blockchain Summit.
It's great. Dubai brings such a different type of energy, being based in Geneva, Switzerland, they're very kind of like slow and steady, very calm. And here I feel like everybody is at it. They're going for the opportunities. They're hustling and bustling. It's an amazing experience.
Do you tend to like going to these sort of larger scale events? Are they productive?
They definitely are. It's different to going to the smaller scale ones. I think there's a lot of opportunities. What I like is to bounce around a little bit, some of the larger places like here in Dubai, and to be able to go back home to Switzerland, meditate, think about some of those opportunities, not be too distracted by it and really kind of build from it. I feel like sometimes there's so many ideas that are floated and the execution is always a little bit lacking. So always try to think of some areas in which to expand in and then spend a few weeks and months developing that out.
So how would you compare then? What are the biggest differences, I guess, between the landscapes in Switzerland and here in the GCC?
Yeah, I think Switzerland has been at it since 2014, with the founding of Ethereum, then with the digital asset regulation, with the classification of tokens in 2018, all of this. I mean, it's close to 10 years now, which sounds insane. And Dubai, it's been rather recent, but I think they're very fast moving and they've been able to adapt to a lot of the kind of Eastern hemisphere of the world, be it kind of the Asia, Africa markets, etc. And so they have this energy, right? And I think it's really great to see that they're not foolish, but they're hungry, right? And so they're hungry for it. They're building, they're pushing. I think it's a great ecosystem.
And given your role at Storm Partners, what advice maybe do you give your clients? How do you counsel them when it comes to investing in the space right now?
Investing in the space right now, I think it's a difficult one. I'm quite positively surprised by the impacts on the market. Bitcoin is now at 28K. The market is very kind of bullish. People are bullish. It's great. If you look at the kind of November, December times, I think we were all low energy. It was tough, right? But then, we came back. I think everyone rested up in New Year's. They party, they spent time with their family, and then they came back and it's so positive. And I think that positivity from an entrepreneurial perspective is now reflecting in the markets. And, it's a bit harder to say, but when, some of the, let's say, traditional banking sphere and some of the things that are going on with Silicon Valley Bank and the likes are kind of going bad, it kind of is a bit of an answer to what we've been looking for within the crypto space. So, okay, we can solve some of those problems that they're currently having.
Right, like crypto's a viable alternative to these types of financial...
Exactly. It's becoming harder and harder to trust financial institutions, to be honest. And if you look at the way in which the financial economy works today, it's with let's say, fractional reserve banking and the likes. I mean, a bank run can happen at any time. If you look at even these communities like Wall Street Bets, etc., they can create bank runs that community-led. They can do these things. I think a great thing with blockchain technology, decentralized finance, etc., is that you can have over collateralization and you can have in a transparent way what the banks do not want to tell you.
And so tell me a little bit more about what you spoke about on stage.
So it's the future of payments. I think one of the most relevant topics here. We spoke about how blockchain is going to facilitate that in the future. We also spoke about, the macro trends and how kind of everything with the interest rate hikes, the instability of the economy at the moment and everything, how blockchain can really kind of come in, be there as a stable party. And when trust is really kind of a core element in a decision-making nowadays, having a trustless network where we don't have to necessarily trust each other, even though, we of course would love to, just being able to be look, we trust the technology, we trust that there's over-collateralization, transparency, we can all survey it, is so much more, it unburdens us, right? And it's so much better, and I think we can build and live in a much more free environment in that way.
And so how did you get into the space? What personally made you want to work in or believe in blockchain?
So it was trading to begin with, just messing around with some coins here and there in late 2016. And then I just saw the innovation and the great energy that the individuals had in the space.
And the passion that people have, right?
People are so passionate. It's a bit scary sometimes to see that they're so passionate about their work, And so, it was really that. And then the tokenization of assets was really the use case that got me involved. Being able to democratize ownership for, anyone, anywhere in the world. We're all experts in our own rights. You don't have to necessarily be a financial expert to be able to save, to be able to invest in real estate, etc. For example, if you're an architect, a plumber, or any one of these professions that are highly respected, if you know about, for example, if you're a plumber and you know about waterworks and irrigation, maybe the ability to be able to invest in small amounts into those type of projects, that type of infrastructure with $10, $100 can allow you to be a bit more financially free, rather than kind of, if you're not so financially educated, kind of speculating on the market sometimes doesn't often, come back in the right way. So you can really end up putting your money where you have an edge, and it can be, I think, better for everyone around the world.
For sure. And so so you're excited about the future then? You'd say you're optimistic about the industry for the rest of the year?
Yeah, definitely a bit of an optimist. I mean, look, the crypto markets and the blockchain markets are really very segregated, right? The crypto markets revolve a lot around hype, emotions, etc. And the blockchain ones have been constantly building, you know? If you look at last year, some statistics where we were at, I think, around $600 million in the Swiss ecosystem with regards to the crypto markets. That dropped to around 200 million. However, the blockchain markets were around 400 million, and they grew to 600 million.
Oh.
So if you look at the difference there, the blockchain markets have always constantly been growing, and the crypto markets kind of come and go in cycles, right? So
right. Yeah, everything's cyclical. I guess it's normal.
Everything's cyclical. And it's interesting to look at it from both spheres, right? The public side of the public markets, but then also kind of the private side. And as you can see here, you know, it's a full house. People are around. People are excited. They have that new energy. So we have to be excited as well, right? It's contagious.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Pleasure. Thank you.